Hello all. In this video, we are going to see how we can log in or SSH into the GCP VM without external IP. So there are two possible solutions to do it. One using IAP, that is Identity-Aware Proxy. Second using the Bayesian host. In this video, we are going to see in detail with the first method, that is IAP. So in normal scenario, we can SSH into the VM without external IP. That can be done through the cloud console or through the cloud shell. So in IAP, users are authenticated based on their Google sign-on, and if user are having sufficient IAM roles to interact with compute services, then user is allowed to log in into the VM without external IP. So we'll see in detail how it works. Let's get started with Cloud Console. So I'll be creating one VPC network and creating one demo VM inside the VPC network, and then we'll see how IAP works in detail. So I'm just creating the simple network. So I have already explained how we can create a VPC network subnets and interact with the firewall in my last lecture. We can go through the VPC videos. The link is given in the description. So I'm just creating demo VPC. I'm using the name subnet Asia. A region, definitely I'll choose as the Mumbai region, which is nearest to me. I'll give the CIDR range. Then we'll just take one default rule, allow SSH, so I can log in into the VM with external IP. So first we are going to log in with external IP, and then we are trying to check how we can log in without external IP. So I'll just create my VPC network. So our network is being created. So let's open another tab and create a compute instance. I'll go to VM. And I'll create instance. So I'm not going to customize my VM for this demo. I'll use a default configuration. Just customize my network, which I already created, and I'll just give the name as a demo instance. I'll choose the region Asia South 1, which is Mumbai. Then I'll now create the network interface. I'm assign one tab, network tag, as IAP demo to this VM. And then I'll choose the network I already created. So I don't want to choose a default network, so I'll choose network as a demo VPC, which I already created. Okay, so it's showing no subnet. So let's see if it is created. Okay, it's already created, subnet Asia. So we'll able to select the network now. Let's see. Asia South 1. Okay. Okay, let's reload that, because while we started creating, the VPC network creation was in progress. Demo instance. The location Asia South 1. Then I will go to network directly. I'm giving the network tag which I'll be using to create a firewall rule. I'm selecting demo VPC network and subnet Asia is already selected here. And for now, so in external IP, there are two options. One is ephemeral or none. So without external IP means we have to choose none. But first I'll try with external IP. So I'm just keeping it as a ephemeral and I'll create my VM. So to log in into the VM, I'll be using another GCP account because account is my owner account and it having required all the permissions, but we need to check the IAP. So for better understanding of roles and permissions, I will be using another GCP account in the same project. So I have created one account as a mytrapture at the gmail.com and I have assigned. So I'll reload this page and I'll try to log in. Okay, connect. So okay, so we are logged in into the VM. We can check the host name. Okay, it's a demo instance. So with the external IP, we already logged in into the VM. Now let's create the same VM and remove the external IP. We'll see if this user able to log in. So I'll just go to the compute engine instance. I'll just edit the same VM. So this demo instance. Okay, so one more thing before doing that. So we can log in using the cloud shell as well. We have to test both the scenario. So I am trying it from cloud console as well. I'll open in new window. I'll close it. Okay, so we can log in into the VM using the shell command gcloud compute ssh VM name demo instance. We have to specify the zone Asia South 1 hyphen C. Authorize cloud shell. It will ask to create key. Enter. Enter. Okay, we logged in the VM instance using shell as well. Oh, sorry, we didn't logged in yet. We need to set the project. So I'll set a project. What is our project name? Is my POC project. Now we'll log in. Okay, now we are inside the VM. Correct. So we able to log in through both the ways using Cloud Console as well as through Cloud Shell. So let's edit the VM now and just remove the external IP and we will see if we are this user able to log in into the VM or not. So I'll just scroll down. I'll go to network and here the external IP I'll select as a none instead of ephemeral and I'll save. Now I'll go to VM instance. I'll refresh. I'll refresh again. Okay, just reload this page. Okay, so here the external IP is none. External IP is none here, and here also we do not have any option to SSH. So here is the message: this instance does not have an external IP. So let's check using another way. We'll just exit from here. We'll just copy this command. We'll open new terminal here. We'll paste and we'll see what will happen. Again, we need to set the project. Now we'll try to log in. So we got the first message: external IP address was not found, defaulting to using IAP tunneling. So it's tried to use IAP because there is no external IP, but again it failed because we did not establish IAP yet. For establishing IAP, what we need to do? Let's see. So now I have to enable IAP for this VM to log in without external IP. So first thing we have to enable IAP API. So let's go to security and just go to identity aware proxy. Now we have to enable API. So I'll go to API and services. Here I'll type identity. So we got cloud identity aware proxy. We'll enable the API. Okay, API is enabled now. And to enable IP for the VM, we need to create one firewall rule. So just check which is the firewall rule. You just can type firewall IAP rules in Google Cloud and it will show you the firewall rule. So we can create a firewall rule using this same set of instruction. Go to network. So go to demo VPC and go to firewall rules, add firewall rule, just add a firewall name as IAP, allow ingress from IAP, then ingress. I will be copying this source IP range. So for IAP firewall, this will be the same in every case. So this is the constant range. So network demo network ingress target specified target type. So we have created target tag as IAP demo for our demo instance and the source range I'll give, which is referred by Google documentation, and I'll select as a TCP and port 22 and I'll create a firewall rule. So as we created the network tags, these firewall rules will be applicable on our demo instance. So we can verify that. We can go to firewall rule and we can check all our applicable VMs. So the applicable to instance, demo instance. Okay, let's find. So now we'll go to this instance and check if we have option to SSH. Okay, we don't have option to SSH yet because this user is missing some permission. So let's assign the IAP permission to these users. So go to IAM and just assign one role, IAP role. So so you can type tunnel, you will get IAP secure tunnel user role. So this you this role is required to use IAP and login into the VM without external IP. So role has been assigned and now I'll reload the page again. Now you can see I have option to SSH here. So there is no external IP and let's try that. Transferring SSH key to the VM. Yes, user is logged in to the machine now. Let's check host name. So it's a demo instance. Let's check through the cloud console now. Sorry, cloud shell, and I'll use the same command again. External IP address was not found, defaulting to using IAP tunneling, and here user logged in using IAP. So I'll check the host name. Okay, so in this way we can log in into the VM without external IP using required role and a firewall rule. So that's it for this video. We'll see how we can set up a Bayesian host to log in into the VM without external IP in our next video. Thank you.